Hi there, Sagittarius, Sagittarius rising, and of course, all of you Sagittarius moon people out there. This is your weekly astrological and card horoscope for the week starting January 27th, 2020. And just a quick reminder for everybody out there, should you ever wish to get a session with me, you do need to go onto my website. It's integrativemysticism.com or follow the links below. So what is going on when it comes to the week you have in front of you? Well, on Monday, we've got a beautiful energy, very paradise-like, very utopian. We've got Venus conjunct Neptune, the planet of love, affection, harmony, as well as the finer things conjunct the planet of wishes, inspiration, spiritual depth, sometimes illusions, but also fantasy. And it does look like on the home front as it relates to either a matter of romance or perhaps even just your own sense of being the lord of your own castle, being sovereign of your own kingdom. We have a wish being fulfilled. Now, Venus conjunct Neptune can also indicate a very powerful moment where you and a partner are actually transcending a space in your relationship to go into a very deep and profound understanding of one another, creating a new kind of commitment. With Venus conjunct Neptune, absolutely, this can indicate probably a deep opportunity to start combining all areas of our life that we wish to share. But this is also an alchemical process I want you to keep in mind. With Venus conjunct Neptune in the 4th house, we also have to see what we can do to filter out influences that have been brought into either our household, the couple, or maybe into our family in general, especially if we're raising children, or maybe we don't necessarily live with a partner or our kids, but we live with people we choose to be our family, that we consider family. This is going to be a time of filtration as well, to start clearing and purging and decluttering and dissolving all that may have nothing to do with the highest interest of all concerned as it relates to the domicile and where you are wishing to plant new roots. Venus conjunct Neptune is bringing in a wealth of opportunities for those of you who are looking to actually create a whole new chapter in your life. In fact, there is a breakthrough here, because what often happens with Venus conjunct Neptune is that this is actually created through the inspiration brought to you through a gift. Maybe some kind of breakthrough for you, the household, a partner, or perhaps even some wonderful news that is allowing us to move beyond the suspension of disbelief into faith that a more idyllic future is possible. However, as we get to Tuesday and Wednesday, be careful. Mars in your sign is forming a tense square to said Neptune. And as you go through your own process of working on creating your own perfect environment, your own idyllic space for you, your family, or your future family, or your partner, your future partner, you are going to find that there are certain things that you will not be able to carry for people from your past, for people from your past, or carry on your back for relatives, whether you're doing this literally, or you are doing this maybe in a resource sense, or you're doing it in a sentimental sense. There are certain spaces we need to learn how to control what we hold. And with Mars square to Neptune, there can sometimes be a clash where our desires, our goals, our aspirations are now clashing with perhaps a projection of an ideal, a script, or an identity, or an expectation from another person. No matter how crazy or delusional these expectations are from this other person, they are going to be, well, pretty fixed in their ideals and what they want from you. And I do see that perhaps on some level there could be a clash with either family members or household members this week, especially when it comes to people not necessarily getting on the ball. Though intuitively I'm getting this is not between you and a spouse or you and your kids, but this may be something that you have to face as it relates to cords and attachments to blood relatives or relatives that you grew up with. Now moving on, we do have to talk. A lot of people have been asking about what sign do I watch? What do all these reversals mean? Then they want to know about numbers or how to find their videos. I urge everyone just once just once, if you look at the down bar below, you are going to see a list of videos that I've made answering all of those questions and links to a playlist with more. I've worked very hard on those, and I don't want to say that to sound like the martyr here, but it's actually kind of difficult for me to come back and answer all of these questions all the time. I'm actually a one-man show, believe it or not. I don't have a crew, I don't have anyone else handling or manning all the desks for me. So if you would, you'll find that answers on how to check out what signs are good for you to watch, how to explore that, how to really get deep with that to optimize your horoscopes. What does it mean when the cards show up reversed? What does so-and-so mean? Or how do I find this? You will see all those answers there. I really want you guys to have those answers, but I also, for posterity, want to let people know that they are there, so that if they do come back and they want an answer now, well, they could have their answer now. They could have had their answer all along, but there it is. So, and also, by the way, Patreon people, your monthly astrology horoscopes are available on Patreon, so you might want to check those out to see what's going on for your astrology in February. So what is going on when it comes to your cards? Well, interestingly enough, your spiritual themes, we have the Eight of Cups upright, and we are moving in the direction of what is our highest interest, our highest good. We are walking away from finished business, closed chapters, or even looping timelines that are just not going anywhere. In fact, with the Eight of Cups, we are refusing to go in circles with people. And with the Eight of Cups, we are walking away from something that is complete. Now, just because something is circular, and it can start up over and over and over again, no beginning, no end, it is still complete, because it is a circle. And it's okay to exit a circle when it comes to maybe a dialogue, an interaction, an attachment, or friend and family relations that, again, are creating stagnation in your life. With the Eight of Cups, we are moving forward on a completely different type of sensibility. A lot of you Sagittarius people are given a chance to actually have some serious breakthroughs if you just sit yourself down and give yourself the permission not to co-create another person's reality. When it comes to the influx of what is coming in, well, we've got the Four of Pentacles reversed, and a lot of you are letting go. We are releasing things that are of no value to us anymore. And the cool thing about the Four of Pentacles reversed is that this is not only unburdening for you, but each time you actually release something that you've clung to, you're going to see a door open. There is a certain quotient of how much experience we can actually have at a given moment or a given time. And one of the biggest things that we have to go through when it comes to spiritual evolution, ascension, shifts in consciousness, mastery, however you want to term it, is this point where we start to do this very serious clearing. And we start to see the process of what happens. People who hold on to everything that's ever happened in their whole life, feeding it energy, never have anything new happen because there is a quotient of how much experience one can actually go through at once. So when we start to shed, we start to purge, we start to declutter, we start to clear, doors are opening all over. And you're going to see that interaction this week. In fact, when it comes to the Four of Pentacles reverse, you're going to start to see doors open that other people have held shut from you in the past. Maybe you feel like people have been keeping you at a distance. Maybe you feel like opportunities were just closed off, or maybe behind a wall of some kind. People are not being so cheap or so stingy with these things this week. Allow yourself to break away from what you're holding on to so you have enough room in your hands to receive the new. When it comes to the outflux, what's going away, we have the King of Wands upright. Gosh, Sagittarius, I think this might be you in a big way. Because when we talk about the King of Wands, yes, it's a very powerful fire sign energy. But the first thing I got a glimpse of when I looked at that card and I looked at him, I saw somebody who is actually letting go of maintaining a facade. Or maybe not a facade, but somebody who is letting go of an aspect of their personality that they have grown out of, that they have only preserved for other people. And this can be something that can often happen, especially, where you might be in a leadership position, whether it's family, whether it's work, perhaps you are well known for something. We often see this in situations with celebrities and famous people where people project an identity on them and they're almost boxed in and pigeonholed by their typecasts. No wonder so many of them can sometimes lose their minds over that. Well, with the outflux of the King of Wands, whatever you are presenting to people, your personal presentation, your socialization, how you are handling it is completely going away. And I think that you're actually happy to erode and dissolve this personality presentation, because a personality presentation is not your personality. And what happens with the outflux here is that we start to see a dramatic shift, and you're actually free. It's not just the fact that you're able to walk away, but people who didn't let you go before will let you now. When it comes to the bottom row, we talk about our mundane concerns, right? The everyday, money, social life, relationships. Well, the material world is kind of interesting. We've got the Five of Swords upright, and it does feel like there will be a bit of a clash this week, and I feel like there's actually a walking away from something that you've actually told everyone that you were going to do. I'm not sure if this is about a financial commitment or a professional commitment, but you have to be careful about how you make your exit. We don't want to do it in a way where we are, well, just don't do it in a half-baked way, and if you're old enough, you're going to get that, you're going to get that reference. But also at the same time, you want to make sure that if you're going to be deciding to cut something off, to make a point, to say, no, honestly, this was not right for me in the first place. Maybe I made this decision in duress. I made this decision because I didn't think I had any other options. I made this decision in bad faith. This is something that we can still get out of, but the Five of Swords upright is warning you against actually doing something perhaps a bit too brash, or perhaps in a way that could create conflict where it's unnecessary. Financially and professionally, the Five of Swords is bringing an opportunity for you to actually grow and excel, but again, it may come at the suffering of another person. Now, this may be because we are taking a situation by the horns, and suddenly, again, we are letting ourselves be free of it. We are setting ourselves free of it, and it might be going to somebody else. It might be piling onto a burden for somebody else. Your unique situation may make that perfectly justified, and sometimes that's none of our business what happens. We have to do what's good for us. But I want you to be smart about this. With the Five of Swords upright, we don't need to start any unnecessary battles. When it comes to the external, other people, friends, relatives, we have the Six of Cups in reverse. You are walking away from a lot of past expectations, but also at the same time, past relationships, past connections that have outstayed their welcome, outgrown their worth to you. Or maybe they've just don't belong anymore. And a lot of you Sagittarius people are feeling the freedom there, because the external, being the Six of Cups reversed, you're finally able to actually have room for something new that you're trying to create. Maybe room for new friends you wish you could bring closer. Maybe room for community you wish you could include in more in your life. Perhaps this is actually going to create a chance for a lot of you to expel a lot of conditions, or perhaps even inhibitors, that have been keeping you from being able to have the freedom of movement, freedom of resources, freedom of time, to be able to actually do what you wish to do. This is a huge purge week for you Sagittarius people. When it comes to relationships, with love and romance, we've got the Six of Swords upright. And it does look like there is a big departure going on. And it looks like a lot of you Sagittarius people, with your partner, are deciding to get on with your lives. And in a big way, this follows suit with everything that we've seen so far. We are actually ditching, or maybe not ditching, but finally pulling up anchor from a space where we no longer need to be. In a case with the Six of Swords, this can sometimes indicate a physical move being put on the table, absolutely. But this could also indicate just simply moving away from a social affiliation, a social group, or a lifestyle that neither we or a partner wish to live anymore. The Six of Swords is indicating that wherever we are going next, whatever is presented, whatever you and your partner actually agree upon, is actually going to be a better situation than where we are right now. Even if it's unknown, that's the nice thing about the Six of Swords. The unknown is unknown, but it is promising to be less choppy waters. It is promising to be an improvement. Sometimes our attachments don't let us believe that new things can be better. Sometimes we find them a bit threatening. Do not let that happen with this card. For those of you who are currently not in a relationship, or you're available and you're just, curious, we have the Six of Swords indicating that, yes, there is an opportunity for new love coming your way, but it is going to require you to perhaps get outside of your comfort zone and your bubble. I see a lot of you Sagittarius people actually visiting or maybe making it a point to communicate with somebody at a distance. Again, we could be visiting a town over or so, or maybe first making this connection online. Don't judge yourself for it, and don't post a bunch of stuff down below about the questions of legitimacy of online relationships or online dating. But with the Six of Swords, what can often happen is that we find something that is completely foreign to our immediate surroundings, to our immediate environment. We find something that has nothing to do with our norm. And it totally does it for us. So that is your horoscope. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You know I appreciate it. And should you ever wish to get a session, go on ahead to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com.